Hello, teacher. It is the presentation of the concept of human. We are from the set 36, group 3. My name is Shifang Fei. My student number is A207604. We intend to use this presentation to explore the human nature in the Western, Eastern, and Islamic philosophy. This part is the introduction. This presentation explores the difference of the philosophical traditions and its definition of what it means to be as a human by comparing Western, Eastern, and Islamic ideas. Of the group, our group members can understand the beliefs which can shape our sense or which can build our self morality and the relationship with the nature. Now it is the part of the psychological and the sociological being of human. We can delve this part into the two aspects. The first aspect is the psychological aspects because humans have mind, emotions, and free willing by constantly shaping the inner world via the thinkings and the behaviors. As for the sociological aspects, humans are the social beings who have the responsibilities to make the relationship with the others in the communities by showing the certain meanings and create some symbols and semiotic words to others. The potential link between these two aspects is that philosophy helps to build up the both sides and make the self-understanding in creating the social harmony.
In the Western philosophical tradition, the differentiation of stages can be observed. During the Middle Ages, influenced by Christianity, humans were viewed as servants of God. They are the ones who keep a rational mind, but are dependent on divine guidance. Later, the thoughtful person like Aristotle described man as a rational being, emphasizing reason and logic as what makes us human. However, modern philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche and Jean-Paul Sartre made an overturn to this idea. Nietzsche believed that humans must create their own values after the era of death of God. However, Sartre believed that the existence precedes essence, meaning that although the humans are free, but they still have the responsibility to give meaning to their life. Therefore, as a result, the Western view often transits from divine-centered to human-centered, emphasizing freedom, rationality, and individualism.
Hello everyone, my name is Luo Xiaoxiao. My student number is A216120. Now let's move on to the next section. Eastern tradition offer a more holistic and spiritual view of humanity. In construct, the philosophy tradition in East area, including Hindu, Buddhist, and Taoist idea, presents a more holistic and spiritual concept of humanity. In Hinduism, humans are seen as spiritual beings whose goal is to unite the self and the society. He believes that life is a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, where ethical actions determine one's next life. In Buddhism, the focus is on freeing oneself from worldly desires and achieving inner peace through mindfulness and compassion. Taoism teaches that humans must live in harmony with nature, following the natural flow called the Tao. It is absolutely revealed that the human is not the center of the universe, but the part of a greater cosmic balance. This point promotes eco-centric ethics to the philosophy aspect, living simple and sustainably with the environment.
Greetings, my name is Zatka Jufrishar, and today I shall give an explanation regarding the Islamic perspective on human nature. In a world where most historians define philosophies as being from the East and from the West, in their meeting point, Islamic philosophy stands as a sincerely curious case as per its approach towards the understanding of human nature. Indeed, the philosophies posited by the scholars of Western Asia was mainly influenced by the religion of Islam, as is the case of how the philosophy of the Occident is one that is a direct byproduct of ancient and Christian beliefs mixing with one another. To open, it would be no wrong to say that Islamic philosophy is one where the uniqueness of human beings, their natural fallibility, the stewardship of the earth, and of course their part in the grand scheme of things are all recognized and coexist with one another. Now that we have discussed regarding the basis of the perspective of human nature within Islam, it is only correct that we actually discuss regarding the philosophy behind this perspective. Perhaps the most significant scholar along with work from the region would be Ibn Khaldun and his magnum opus Al-Muqaddimah, which may be translated to the opening in English. Indeed, so it is the general opening towards all knowledge, from sociology to philosophy, to economy, historiography, to Islamic esoterica, to natural sciences, and even to political sciences from that age. Within the Muqaddimah, Ibn Khaldun posited that human beings are of several natures. He argued that both evil and good exist at the same time within man. He proposed that the characteristics of man range from godliness, which he argued to be a property where humans inherently always will seek spiritual consolation and a connection to something infallible, biological properties, where he argues that it is the source of the injustice and worldly needs, thus nafs, and finally the unique character of social awareness, which made us able to conjure things such as morality, propriety, arrogance, and of course intellect. Now, as such is the nature of human beings, Islam poses many commands that dictate how Muslims should live through the Quran and Hadith. Throwing there are a plethora of these rules and of course directions, there are several that we may indeed establish in this particular explanation so that we may actually understand the basis of this perspective on human nature. First of all, we must understand that within Islam, humans are servants of Allah and stewards of the earth, and that they children of their places, but the vicegerents or the Khalifa of the earth, and that they are the creation within the best of forms of the or the Ahsani Taqwim. Secondly, they must stay away from reaching for vanity and worldliness along with fulfilling their nafs or desire, lest they shall fall into the grasp of Satan. And lastly, true humanity is expressed through the eagerness to learn, humility, morality, and compassion towards the self and towards all.
Humans have changed from self focused to planet focused. In these old ways of life, we can see the change in how we should act from thinking only about ourselves to caring about those else. Today, world often pushed people to care only about themselves, wanting personal success for money and influence. But smarter thinking tells us that true happiness and peace come when connected again with nature, other people, and our inner selves. No matter if it's through fighting, logical thinking, or thinking deeply, or old ways or life, see we must take care about environment, environment and each other to live in balance and be happy.
Hello everyone, I'm Yu Jingjiang. And in conclusion, the concept of human is not limited to the biology or psychology side. The main wisdom of this part of philosophy and opinions are deeply rooted into the moral aspects, which can influence individuals' behavior from one generation to the next. From this presentation, it can be concluded that the Western view emphasizes freedom and rationality. The Eastern view emphasizes balance and inner peace, and the Islamic view emphasizes obedience to the God and the stewardship of the earth. To sum up, this philosophy perspective reminds us that the human who has an overall development means he has the capability to think and reflect, to take care of others, and to make contribution for himself and the world around him. Thank you for listening.